awesome.
Just can't run into a little basketball.
Good evening. I would like to call to order the meeting for the Springfield Board of Education, Tuesday, March 18th, 2025. Mr. Adams, would you do roll call, please?
Mr. Hofer. Here. Ms. Terry.
Here.
Ms. Barola.
Here.
Mr. Parker.
Here.
Mr. Furlong.
Here.
Thank you. All right, please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And you too. At this time, we will have introduction of the an award of the High School Student of the Month recognition.
Okay, so I have the February Student of the Months. They are determined by our National Honor Society. The students are presented to the NHS students without the names, and they look at them and they choose the student that they want to be recognized. We'll start with our junior high student. So Riley, will you join me here, please? This is Riley Mailing, and this is what Miss Taylor, Riley's English teacher, has to say about her. Riley is an exceptional student who consistently goes above and beyond in everything she does. Her dedication and enthusiasm are truly admirable. She is always eager to lend a helping hand to her classmates during English class. Riley's excitement to participate and answer questions showcases her genuine love for learning. It is clear that she is deeply motivated to grow and be the best version of herself, and her positive attitude inspires those around her. Nominated by Ms. Taylor. Congratulations. So that will be displayed outside of our front door all of this month, and then it will be placed in another part of the building for the rest of the year. And Riley gets a copy for herself. Brianna, will you join me up here, please? Brianna is our high school student. She was nominated by Mrs. Brown, and this is what Mrs. Brown writes. Brianna Curry is a hardworking and well-respected member of the Spring Hill community. She is highly regarded by the staff where she works in the kitchen, consistently doing a great job in building positive relationships with the younger students. Beyond her work ethic, Brianna is a dedicated supporter of her school, always showing up to cheer on sports teams and stepping in to help whenever someone is in need. She is a thoughtful and dependable teammate and classmate, always striving to do her best. Additionally, Brianna is highly conscientious about her schoolwork, demonstrating a strong desire to learn and achieve good grades. She was nominated by Mrs. Brown. Congratulations. Thank you.
Donnie, are you going to do the Portage rights? Oh. Who's doing Portage?
I don't have any information on that.
All right, so is Ethan here?
Yes.
Ethan, no, he's not here. Okay, so PLCC Student of the Month is Ethan Crane, and he is in the Cyber Academy. He's not here today. Every month, PLCC also does Student of the Month, and he's in grade 12, so we will make sure that he is recognized through PLCC. So.
Okay. Here, Mrs., we'll have.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I'm sorry. Board member informal. Do you want to?
Dustin, do you have those pictures?
Do you want the lights turned out? Okay.
So our junior and seniors get an opportunity to apply at Portage Lakes Career Center, and because they're part of the Springfield district, so they get that privilege. Not everyone gets accepted, and the courses are very challenging and rewarding. This week, there are 30 students from PLCC down in Columbus, and they're competing at states for Skills USA. 10 of those students are from Springfield, 8 seniors and 2 juniors. This t-shirt was designed by Spartan Kaylee Lewis Creekmore, who is in the auto program. She designed a shirt, and it was one of them that was picked, and it's down there for everyone to, I'm not sure if they purchase them or get them. And then, can you go back to the other one? No. There. That is Andrew Berry. He is part of the engineering program, and right there, he is actually showcasing his skills with technical drafting. So you can tell that they're laser focused. That was my joke there.
Oh,
Didn't go off very well. Okay, and then right here, so we have junior Marty Thurston, who is in a group of 4. 3 of the others are from Green High School, and they are actually competing in the Teamworks competition. These 4 competed in January at regionals, and their 4th place finish earned them a spot at states. So that is Marty looking right at the camera in the blue helmet. They were the only competition to compete from noon to 4:30 yesterday, and then they went back there today at 8 a.m., and they've been doing it all day today. They compete in carpentry, plumbing, electrical, and masonry. So they'll do that all day today, and then tomorrow they'll find out their awards. And then I should have one more. And this is Shyla Swiger. She is in the nursing program. And after I got this picture, I actually texted her and asked her how it was going. And she said that it's a huge learning experience, and it's testing all of her skills that she's learned in the program. She is competing against other kids from all over Ohio. She said it's extremely nerve-wracking for her, but she's being pushed out of her comfort zone and showing her that she is capable of even more than she thought. Even more than that, she said she did struggle a little bit this morning on one skill, but after that, she turned it all around. And one thing that she's taking from it is that she's been able to talk to all the other students that are from all over Ohio, and they all get taught in different ways, so she's learning from them the ways that they've been taught. So there's Shyla, and it's funny because Mr. Hanna, Coach Hanna, had her in golf, and I had her in junior high as a basketball player, and this girl she has found her way. Like, I don't know, we used to call her Smash in junior high because she broke a window during COVID. Sorry about that. But she has just found her way, and it's amazing to be able to, like, kind of just see what she's doing. Anyway, I got all this information from Sarah Murphy, who is a school advisor, and she is one of the chaperones and a mutual family friend. So she sent some pictures up and just wanted to share those, and good luck to them all, and hopefully they bring home some gold.
thank you.
We don't often get to hear what our Springfield students
No,
are
and
doing.
I did get
when
in trouble
they
by
leave
Marty
campus,
Thurston
so
and
that's
got told,
good.
like, hey, I'm doing this. And I
Yeah.
was like, all right, and his mom reached out.
Good. Parker?
Just congratulations to the students of the month. Excellent job. Keep it up. Looking forward to seeing the next ones next month.
Bunch of things. Miss Swiger here, the sister, making it to states in wrestling.
Uh-huh.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
That's a pretty amazing feat. Get the whole family in here, it's great.
Very proud.
No, just congratulations to everybody, congratulations to you. My favorite part is watching the parents' faces, like, what, they do that? Yeah, nice. That's my favorite part every single time, but looking to finish off the school year strong. It's pretty soon.
Pretty soon.
It comes fast.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cynthia. It's been very busy. If you haven't heard, we're in the biennial budget. The governor has proposed a budget. I asked Shelley for some help on crafting a letter. She crafted a letter, sent it to me. I looked at it, added some stuff, sent it back to her. She read it, sent it back to me, and on March 4th, I went to Columbus and presented in front of the Educational Committee for the House of Representatives. It's submitted. It's now part of that tenure that's going through the House. There are some very concerning things in that. I think Shelley has brought to mention that in some of the stuff for the levy. Cup Patterson has kind of hit a perfect storm. I was sharing with her today. I was down in Columbus again today. Cup Patterson, when it was designed about 5.5 years ago, didn't take two things into consideration. One, inflation. Two, property value increases. And like the movie, Perfect Storm, we had a perfect storm. So Cup Patterson has actually fallen on its face. I heard a round chorus of school districts, superintendents, and treasurers complaining on House Bill 96, which is the governor's budget. I came out and opposed it, because you can either be a proponent of it, or interested party. For us, I opposed it for the reasons that it's going to hurt us. There are parts in that budget, a bill, that are very good, but for us, losing $420,000 a year, and then over 2 years, that's $800,000. I'm against that bill as it stands right now. The other bill that's concerning is House Bill 61. It has to do with the homestead exemptions. Right now, the proposal is to increase it to $750 per household, and then if you're owner occupied, another $750. As I heard today, they don't know how they're going to lower that and have money to shift around. So state's actually in a very tight position. There's no extra money, although they did give a 3% cut in income tax last year that saved everybody $1 billion, but it took $1 billion out of the state budget. So hang on, folks, I'll have more updates. It's keeping me busy, it's keeping me up at nights, and there's a flurry of activity, more so than I've seen in a number of years since I've been doing this. So, board members, that's my report. Any questions, you can reach out to me, and I'd be happy to answer questions.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know what, Dave, maybe what we could do too is send to the board the letter that was crafted, so they have it.
I can do that.
Okay.
I can send it out.
All right, perfect.
So it's my turn, and today, as I was reading through, doing some prep for tonight, and I had, all right, wow, the band, you know, that really was a nice, and then the kid, I had so many things that I don't want to just pick out one set of group. I think our students have excelled at so much this year, and I'm not just saying that for, well, I'm not looking for votes, so I wouldn't say that. But I mean, they're rising to meet whatever is asked of them. And as we go into spring sports and as we go into extracurricular activities and programs for toward the end of the year, I wish all the students good luck, and I want to say congratulations on all the good work you've done. So I just couldn't pick out one thing this time. All right, at this time, excuse me, it is recommended that the board approve the minutes of the regular meeting of February 18, 2025, and the minutes have been provided to us as an exhibit.
So moved.
I'll second.
Been moved and second, Mr. Adams?
Ms. Terry?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Mrs. Frola?
Yes.
Mr. Furlong?
Yes.
Motion passed. At this time, excuse me, citizens' comments on agenda items are welcome, and participants are asked, if you have some comments on agenda items, to come to the lectern and give your name and make your comments. Are there any at this time? Okay, seeing none, then let's pay some bills. It is recommended that the board approve the payment of bills for the month of February pending audit. And again, those are provided to us in an exhibit.
So moved.
Second.
Moved in second, Mr. Adams?
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Ms. Terry?
Yes.
Mr. Furlong?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Mrs. Frola.
Yes. Motion passed. Number 10, it is recommended that the board approve a resolution for payment of bills per Ohio Revised Code Section 5705.21, and these have been provided, a list of these have been provided to the board in preparation for this motion.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
And it has been moved and second. Mr. Adams?
Mr. Parker.
Yes.
Ms. Terry.
Yes.
Mrs. Frola.
Yes.
Mr. Furlong.
Yes.
Mr. Hofer.
Yes.
Okay, motion passed. Number 11, acceptance of financial reports. It is recommended that the board accept the financial reports from the treasurer for February 2025, and these have been provided in Exhibits 4, 5, and 6.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Adams?
Mr. Furlong.
Yes.
Mrs. Frola.
Yes.
Mr. Parker.
Yes.
Mr. Hofer.
Yes.
Ms. Terry.
Yes.
Motion passed. Number 12 is personnel, and it is recommended that the board accept or approve the following personnel items. 12.1 is a retirement resignation. Accept the retirement resignation of Principal David Germanovich effective July 1, 2025. 12.2, resignation. Do you want me to just?
Keep going.
Accept the following classified resignations for Carol Simmons, effective February 4, Robert Keller, effective March 20, and Riley Wyclaw, effective March 21. 12.3, termination of employment. Approve the termination of employment for classified employee Melissa Adkins, effective February 26, 2025. 12.4, employment. Employ Brooke Garrettson as a 2-hour cafeteria worker at Springfield High School and Junior High per the negotiated agreement pending proper licensure and pre-employment screening effective February 27. 12.5, employment. Approve the following classified reassignments per the negotiated agreement and pending proper licensure. Those reassignments involve Mary Lance, Brenda Lampy, Jessica Wright, Yashanta Beckett, Brooke Garrettson, Kathy Clark, and those are, the dates are provided on the agenda. 12.6, employment. Employ Denise Turkovich as a classified substitute per the negotiated agreement pending proper licensure and pre-employment screening effective first day assigned. 12.7, athletic supplemental contract. Approve the following athletic supplemental contract for the 24-25 school year per the negotiated agreement pending proper licensure, and that would be involve Corey Tanksley as a JV varsity baseball coach.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, so just a couple things. The retirement, so Dave will be retiring effective July 1st. He started in Springfield in 1994 as a 3rd and 4th grade teacher at Lakemore. He was there for 13 years. In 2008, he moved over to Schropp, where he not only taught, but he was dean of students for 2 years. And then in 2013, he became the assistant principal for Schropp for 2 years. Then he became principal of Spring Hill for 6 years. And then with all the rifts and everything, in 2021, he moved back to Schropp as an assistant principal and then becoming principal in 2023, where he has finished off his career. So, so Dave, like I said, will be missed at Schropp. We will start with the interviewing process coming up once that this is approved.
Mrs. Frola.
Yes.
Mr. Mason.
Yes.
Mr. Furlong.
Yes.
Ms. Terry?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Okay, all the personnel items are approved. Number 13 is a sales agreement. It is recommended that the board approve a resolution authorizing the execution and delivery of a master electric energy sales agreement between the district and Power for Schools endorsed electric supplier, NG Resources Limited. I hope I said that right.
So moved.
Second?
Okay, it's been moved and
But I
seconded.
do have some questions.
Okay,
So this agreement is through the Ohio Schools Council. They manage the Power for Schools program, and they go out and bid the electric rates for a consortium of schools to lock us into the best possible rate based on those bids that go out there. This is a 5-year agreement to lock us into that price. It's a continuation. We've done this in the past. The last agreement was approved in 2019, 2020, effective 2020 through 2025 there. So we've received very favorable rates through this program. A lot of schools participate in that and helps us stabilize our electric budget and not seeing the variations that are in the market as much as you may at home sometimes.
Were we with them last year?
Yes.
Let me say it's a 5-year? It's only 2 years.
Did they-
2027. The other question I had was, all the way at the end, it talks about green energy. And I'm pretty sure I voted yes on the first time, 5 years ago. Green energy's changed, and right in the contract, it says if you do have green energy selected, there's an additional charge for that. Are we aware of that?
Not that particular clause, no.
Okay. I'd like to know what that entails then, because and the only reason I really paid attention to it is because I'm kind of a green energy geek myself. I mean, I have my own off-grid. The price of is an addition, so I'm curious to how much that extra that's put on the base charge. And I get it. Power for Schools has done a wonderful job of getting us cheap rates of electricity. But when I saw that at the end, I'm like, okay, things have changed in that market, so I'm curious as to how that affects us and what the upcharge is.
So are you,
It's on page 2, I believe.
Dave, you want us to get the information, and do you want to just abstain tonight?
Well, as it stands right now, as I read this, I would vote no, unfortunately, because I see the upcharge to it.
Okay.
I don't know when we have to have this in place.
Tomorrow.
By tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, they have a very short turnaround on this. They were urging districts to have special meetings if necessary to put this agreement in place in the timeline that the vendor was giving them.
Okay. Doesn't make me very happy, but anyway, I thought it was a question that needed raised.
Okay. We'll get you that though, Dave. Any motion?
Yeah, there's already been.
was there a motion?
Does it say anything in
Who was it?
it? It was,
I made the primary motion, and Donnie Furlong seconded it.
You motioned.
I did. You have to get it on the floor.
All right. I didn't hear that. All right, Mr. Furlong?
Abstain? I think we need to figure it out pretty quick.
Reading this here, the green energy provision is only if requested.
Which we didn't request.
Which we didn't request, and if there's an upcharge, would not be something that we would request.
Makes it all the difference in the world.
Well, then, at the last page on the last one, it says product, any source, type green E.
Is that our cost?
Yeah, estimated.
Okay, so on page, whatever, on page, it has our estimated costs, and that's what we're gonna be paying, because we didn't click the, about the upcharge.
Agreement summary information, renewable energy certificates.
Where are you at?
The very last page.
You see?
Very last page.
Is there any way to table this to the end of the meeting while you guys search and go through the rest?
Yeah, that's actually probably a good idea.
Are we allowed to do that? Are we allowed to table it and come back to it at the very end of the meeting while they're looking? Chris said we can do
We
it.
want to table this to the end of the meeting and continue on with the agenda.
That's fine.
We need a motion for that.
We need a motion to do that.
Chris,
I think we-
do we need a motion to table it till the end of the meeting?
Might as well
Or
make
just
one
move it down?
It would be, you know what? Let's do motion to table with Dave. Since I would motion, I have motion to table with your name on it,
Okay.
okay? And then Donnie, second,
Yes.
okay? And then we'll come back to it, okay? At the end of the meeting, right before the adjournment? Okay. All right.
So we're all right to go to the next one?
Yes.
Is that-
Yeah.
I don't have my Robert's rules with me. Going to number 14, primary service plan agreement with Summit ESC. It is recommended that the board approve the primary service plan agreement with the Summit Educational Service Center for the 25-26 school year. Motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All right, been moved in second.
Mary's gonna talk about it.
So the Summit ESC partners with us in order to provide services that we don't house inside of our district, including psychological services, audiology.
Yeah.
Audiology. We use some professional development services as well as a teacher for the hearing impaired. So we purchase their services through this service agreement, involved in this service agreement because we have two options. We have an A option and a B option. The A option saves us money throughout the year as an overall. And the services that we provide for the ones, we get to actually participate in selecting who comes into our district and provides said services. So our school psychologists, like those are all provided through Summit ESC, in addition to the school psychologists that we have to provide to do the services at Super Learning Center as a requirement of them being inside of our district walls. So those things we are allowed to participate in. Any questions on this?
Any questions?
It's something we do every year also.
Mr. Adams, I see here no questions.
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Ms. Terry,
Yes.
Mrs. Frola,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer.
Yes.
Okay, motion passed. Number 15, excuse me, it is recommended that the board approve a Ohio Department of Education and workforce operating standards for the education of children with disabilities. Summary of charges also attached for us in our exhibit. Let's have the motion first.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All right, moved in second.
Last month, we had this on the board agenda without board approval, but since then, we've sort of determined, like we heard from a lot of other school districts, that their boards were approving it. So they always have had the operating standards, but then they added some updates to it, some things like updates in child find, updates on disability categories that we can use for identifying a student with a disability, and just some other procedural things. So now the operating standards are aligned with all the current laws and regulations that we have to follow.
Okay, and we weren't aware that it had to be board
No.
approved last month. That's why you're seeing it again this time.
Yes,
To
so,
make it all legal.
yes, so, and then I'll upload our minutes up on this fancy website and we'll be all good to go.
Which kind of like we were ahead of the game because they changed it
Yeah.
from the first one to the second one. So we would have had to, if we would have approved it the first time, we would have had to have approved it again.
And I think a lot of people misunderstood how it was read because they extended the deadline to upload them into this portal website, so everybody got some extra time.
Yes, I think because nobody was really approving them.
I'm glad that we got it
Yes.
to where it needs to be. All right, Mr. Adams?
Mrs. Frola,
Yes.
Ms. Terry,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong.
Yes.
A motion passed. Number 16, it is recommended that the board approve a resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county fiscal officer.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we have a motion. Mr. Adams, do you want to speak to that?
Yeah, well, every year, the county auditor puts out a report that, it's in the exhibit, that establishes our effective tax rate. There wasn't much change this year versus last year, but like a couple of years ago, we had a big change. But they require the treasurer then to have board approval of those rates that they calculated. And sometimes, in a rare instance, you might call them up and say, this doesn't look right. Since we haven't had any levies change in a long time, ours don't change that much. We had little growth in valuation, so this is a procedure that you have to do to satisfy the law and to satisfy your auditors.
Any questions for Mr. Adams? Okay. Hearing none, we'll have a vote.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Mr. Furlong?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Mrs. Frola?
Yes.
Ms. Terry?
Yes.
Okay, motion passed. Excuse me. Number 17, it is recommended that the board approve a revised financial recovery plan, and that's Exhibit 11, and Mr. Adams, first, get a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. All right, Mr. Adams, did you get?
We're gonna switch this up. We discussed this before the meeting. The revised financial recovery plan and the treasury report's gonna kind of be together, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk about my monthly plan and talk about the impact, and then Shelley's gonna get up and talk about things in the financial recovery plan that she has already internally talked to our teachers and classified staff and stuff like that. And we will address also, Dave, you were talking about the current budget plan at the state, and we were originally not gonna put it in, but the oversight committee decided to put it in. So we're gonna go over first our what we're doing on the expenditure side, and then we're gonna show a chart regarding our cash and the impact of where we're at right now. And when we get to the chart, you're gonna see how quickly you can go from you're sitting there with some money. I call it our savings account money. You know, you got a checking account that pays the bills, and then when you need something, you transfer it over. Well, the savings account, this is it right here. This is a startling chart right here. We're just going to talk about these two right here, okay? we're seeing that our expenditures and our revenue is very consistent this year. Next year, what do you see? You see our expenditures exceeding our revenues.
Chris,
What?
that's our cash balance.
Oh, is that our cash
Yeah,
balance? Okay.
revenues up there, that's our cash
I
balance.
got you.
Okay.
So that's how much money we have in the bank. Okay? And then all of a sudden, it goes down. See how it goes down? And look at 27. Boom. You barely have anything. Okay? This is what happens in 28. Now look at these numbers, $5 million here. 29, it's over $12 million. That shows how quickly a district can have money and then be broke. Now this is without the renewals, okay? It shows what happens when the scenario, worst case scenario we may have. It's very, this number right here, you can't comprehend that number right here. And that all goes away. That all goes away. These numbers are much better once the renewals are approved. That's just fact. Let's go to what we can control. We can't control revenue. We can't. We can't control the state budget. We can't control the outcomes of the levy. We can't control the federal. I mean, we all see what's going on in the world right now. Everything is kind of tipsy-turvy. You turn the TV on and things that never happened before are happening. Good, bad, I'm not here to judge. I'm saying it's happening. So it makes us in public education, and especially a treasurer that relies on certainties. We don't have certainties anymore, and it's funneling down to us. You know, people watch TV and say, well, what's that matter? It matters. Education is huge in our country, public education. So we can control these numbers right here, okay? This is our expenditure side. This is what we pay. Right here, that's teachers, personnel, that's all personnel. Benefits, this is what we buy, purchase services, for example, like the ESC and other contracts. But what are we doing? How are we doing, okay? Well, we're doing pretty darn good, okay? Dustin, could you go down a little bit? I don't want to dwell on each and every number. Right here. Okay? We're beating budget, okay? And this was a tight budget. When I say a tight budget, it means we don't have the luxury anymore of putting in 1 or 2% in each category in case something doesn't work out well. Our budget is as lean as you can because it has to be approved, again, by the state. We have an oversight commission because we're in fiscal oversight. We're beating budget by almost $159,000. This month we beat, in February, our actuals were actually less than the budget. I'm hoping, we got 4 months to go, right? Our goal is to be under the budget. So, what's that mean? That means that the stuff that we can control, we're controlling. We can't control the revenue side. Just like your house, right? Say you have monthly expenses and you tighten up your belt, okay? And then all of a sudden, boop, something happens dramatically. Can't control it. Lose a job, and inflation hits 10%. Schools are no different. We need consistent, predictable revenue. And that doesn't happen anymore. So it makes my job a lot, interesting, let's say. Is there any questions from any of you people? None? This is good. When you're beating budget by $159,000 in today's world with unpredictability sometimes, and with inflation, vendors, they may want to charge us more, but we'll push back. We're now going to talk about the financial recovery plan, and Shelley's going to talk about that. This is a document that'll be out on our website. It is detail-driven, but if there's anybody out there in the audience or anybody in here that wants to talk about it, have them call me. We'll keep it a little high. We're not going to make it so damn difficult, but if you have questions, I always encourage people to give us a call. Thanks.
All right, so just real briefly, so the financial recovery plan. So being that we're in fiscal oversight, we have to create a financial recovery plan. The chart that Chris showed with the red and green bars, we have to prove to get those bars above the line. So that's the recovery plan. So the recovery plan is going to be on the website. It is a very big document. You're going to see on the bottom here, all this, these are all the different tabs that this workbook has. And it might be a little bit daunting for people to go on to. So I just want to show you two parts of the forecast that might help you understand. So this one is called the current forecast prior to the plan. So this is prior to the cuts that we have to make that red bar go above the line. So the first thing is, and you'll see it here in changes of assumptions, Chris has to go through the plan, go through our year, just like a weather forecaster, and forecast what types of changes are going to happen in our budget that's going to affect our 5-year. So that's the center column right here. So these numbers, if you want to know exactly what they are, you go to this tab here and changes of assumptions, and it explains everything to you, okay? So going back to this one, the one thing, and I'm not going to get into the numbers because I'm not a number person, it's called Shelley math, and Shelley math really doesn't work that well sometimes, but this number right here, this number is very important because this is what Dave was talking about with House Bill 96. They readjusted it a little bit. We just got the new readjustment. So this is the money that the state, if the budget bill passes, is going to take away from us. Okay? All right, so this was the fall forecast that was submitted. This is the assumptions. Then this is the 5-year with the assumptions in place. And I think the key thing that you want to see here is, where are we in the hole? Right here, all the red. Okay. So that was that bar chart that we had. All right. Now, the second tab that I want you to, if you have nothing to do and you want to go onto the website and see it, would be the, did you go to it already? Okay. So this is after the plan. So if you remember the, it was in our newsletter that just went out. I did a little presentation and talked a little bit about what would happen if the levies do not pass. So the fiscal oversight tells us you have to tell us what that is, and then you have to put it in the plan. So this is the 5-year with those assumptions. So that first that we saw, the one that was over there is now over here. So that's that with the assumptions. Then we had to put in what we were going to cut and what that was going to cost us. And that is here, right? Is it expenditures reductions?
Yes, and these are all ones that would start from the beginning of next week.
Okay, so this all starts at the beginning of next year. So this shows all the cuts that we're making and how much every one of those cuts is going to cost us. Okay? All right?
How much they're going to save us every month of every year. So that's why the report is so detail-driven. When you make a decision to say not replace or make a cut, you got to take their cost and blow it out over each year in the financial recovery plan.
So, so that's that one. Here's the impact of the cuts. Now, here it is with this. So this is with the assumptions and with the cuts. You can still see that we're still in the red, but we're lowering our number, and that's what the fiscal oversight wants to see. So you can see over here, we were 367,000. We have $1 million here, okay?
Now, what's important too, Shelley, is show them what the renewals, the levies, that doesn't cost anything, what it does to us.
Okay, well, to do that one, go back to.
You can
this
say it right
one.
here, right here.
No, let's go back to this one.
Okay,
Because this one is without the cuts.
okay.
So, so here we are. Whoa. Holy camole. We'll go up to, so we can see what the renewals pass. Right here. So you can see with the renewals, with the assumptions, we were $7 million in the hole. With the renewals, we're positive $2,910,000. Now, that number can also change because, as Chris says, we do have control over our expenditures and how we can make this, because my goal to you to be fiscally responsible is to keep this number as high as we can if when the levies pass.
Is that each year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you kind of shrink that down so they
Sure.
can see that this is, the passing of these renewals is not for a couple weeks that we're in good, that
No.
we're in there for
No, you're up
years?
to 29 there.
This is 29. So 29, we still have, and like I said, this is not counting like any type of retirements or any other types of things that we can do. My goal and my promise is that I would want to prolong this as long as we can, as a district. Okay, so that, can you go back to the workbook, to the bottom? Okay, so that's the workbook. And like I said, if you're bored one night and you have nothing that you want to do and you really want to get, number happy,
Into the weeds, like how.
you can go through all these different tabs on the bottom, and I urge you to go through them, mark them up, ask any questions, and then give, Chris a call. And, ask him, say, I was looking at the financial recovery plan. What does this mean? What does that mean? And we'll be more than happy to tell you. This is a very daunting, as you can see, workbook. We've worked on it all the way up until this morning. We were working on it. And we've been working on it for about a month and a half now for it. So I just wanted, sometimes we just throw things up there. We don't explain what it is or, how to look at it or, how to use it. So hopefully those two tabs will help you with that. Okay? All right. Any questions?
Do we have to pass it? Do we have to vote on it?
You're welcome.
But, see, just the renewals alone is helping.
You know what, we just can't do A, B, C, D.
Huh?
I said, why can't we just say A, B, C, D?
Right.
And make it, all right. Central office report?
No, we have to vote on this.
Got to vote on
Oh,
this.
that's right. Are we ready to?
Yeah.
All right,
Mr.
this
Mason?
is-
Yes.
This is number
We're
16.
looking at the,
We're voting now.
do we, what?
We already,
We already motioned and second.
Okay,
Okay.
but I
Mrs.
just wanted
Frola?
to direct to, go ahead.
Sorry. Mrs. Frola? Yes?
We're voting now.
Yes, yes.
All right, you don't want to read it again. All right, yes.
Okay. Ms. Terry?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Mr. Furlong?
Yes.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Okay, motion passed. You got your question resolved, I assume. Okay. Now,
We're going to go to number 18,
we
Cynthia.
will do, you have a separate treasurer's report?
I gave it,
Okay.
like I stated.
Well, I heard you say do 18, but you must have said did 18. All right, number 19.
Yes.
Central office report, please.
I just give a quick update and let everybody know, we've announced this in our newsletter and via social media and such, but we did launch our new website last week. You'll see a pop-up here for the first few weeks here, letting everybody know it is a new site, and there's a link here. You can click here, which will take you to a feedback form if you find information you'd like to see on the site or a broken link or so on there. You can report that there and give general feedback as well. That will that pop-up message will come off in the next couple of weeks, but that feedback link will remain. We'll integrate it into other
In your
parts on the
browser.
site there, so you can continue to give feedback there. And the finance updates, as we just came off of approval of the financial recovery plan, right on the homepage in the middle, under the main image there, under the finance updates, that's where the financial recovery plan will be posted. And then right now, the video that Ms. Monachino referred to earlier, that she explained some of the effects of the levies not passing, is available under that link there as well. So that'll be there, and we'll be continually updating the site, especially over the next couple of weeks. Just trying to fine tune things, but we hope this will be a great way to communicate with our community and in a streamlined fashion there. And one of the reasons why we changed here is this site is now responsive, so no matter what device you're looking at the site on, it will scale to that device there, and it may move things around a little bit, but it'll all be there, and you won't have to, keep pushing over to try and get to that side of the page or whatnot, as you may have with the old site. The images will also scale there, so you can see those depending on the device, and just, it's more accessible for anybody with disabilities or impairments. This works well with screen readers, and has the high contrast to allow visually impaired to see the site better. So not only just making it cleaner, more up to date, but also more accessible to the entire community there.
So I spent, now I'm going to do a board comment. I spent a while today looking at the site, and it's a vast improvement. Now, but I do have a question. When, I clicked on schools, will there be will there be some pictures? Will there be when you click on schools, the individual school didn't come up for me. I don't know whether.
If you click on that, that'll go to the school's individual site there, where they have different information on each school site.
See, that
different
didn't
things.
come up for me today on my iPad. I clicked on it and clicked on it, and that's why I thought it's got to be there.
Yeah.
So,
I have to look to see, I have to look at it on iPad
Yeah.
and see.
I'll have to look at it on my laptop and see if I'm seeing that.
So for the people who don't know, the individual schools is on the black strip up there.
Yeah.
So I know some people were having questions of where it was at.
But it is much easier to find, like the calendar and the, because I very often get emails about when's our next board meeting or whatever, and, direct them to it. So that's what I was looking at, but I figured they were up there. They're just, nothing was coming up for me.
Yeah, we'll look into that and see what.
I'll look at it. Okay, thank you.
Mobile version's great too. So easy to use.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's only, 90% of us probably use the phone more than the computer anyway. It's so easy to use.
Yeah, society's.
Big win.
Good. 2 weeks ago, it was my official, part of my duties to officially accept the PBIS awards for Schropp Intermediate School and for Springfield Junior Senior High School. So these awards were officially given. These are for the 2023-2024 Bronze Awards that were awarded to each of our buildings. PBIS stands for Positive Behavior Interventions and Supports. This is a huge rubric that the building leadership teams at both schools take on and fill out. It includes things such as suspensions, absences, the way students perceive things going on in the schools, rewards given to kids, things like that are all encompassed into this rubric, and it is graded at this time it went to the local level, and then it went to the state level. In order to receive these awards, this upcoming year will go only to the state level in order to be scored if our teams decide to reapply for the award. It is a yearly award that is given to our schools. We have two of our three, technically four schools, but preschool's not part of the ability to apply. So we have 66% of our schools have received this PBIS award, and it's something to be extremely proud of. As they move forward, they can go on to silver status, because this is bronze. They can go to silver and then gold status depending on how much is implemented in the school day. So this is an amazing accomplishment for them. I'm so proud of them.
Nice.
I just wanted to recognize, once again, last month we had the Sparktacular. It was amazing. It's a great way for us to showcase individuals with disabilities from across northeastern Ohio. I think there were like 15 different teams there performing in some capacity, and it's every year, you know, there's different groups coming out of the woodwork to join in at the Sparktacular, so it's a great achievement. And Mrs. Kaiser has done a great job building that program over the years, so I know she's been recognized a couple times as she steps down from her role as advisor of the Sparktacular, or Sparkles, but she's made a great program that's gonna live on for a long time.
So just a couple things. First, you know, Dave's hard work with the, going down with Columbus and with the advocacy, he did get a nice thank you for making time to come to the State House and testify on the budget. We appreciate you and your advocacy for students. Please reach out when we can be of support or assistance. So thank you, Dave, for, you know, doing that. That takes a lot of time out of your day to do it, but it is something that's very important. And we're lucky to have a school that has a board member that is very involved with the advocacy.
Well, thank you for helping me write the letter.
You're welcome. Just remember, spring break starts Monday. Woohoo! March 24th. We're going to return March 31st. We will put out an all-call just to remind people so you don't send your kids to school on Monday because nobody's going to be there. We'll be here, but nobody else will be there. And I hope everyone has a safe and relaxing and fun break. Last Friday, as what you referred to, Donnie, is that it was the end of the third quarter. So this year is flying by very quickly. One of the things on April 10th, we are going to have our kindergarten roundup. So if your child is going to be 5 by August 1st, please make sure that you come to the kindergarten roundup. We will have tables there. A kindergarten classroom will be available. We'll even have, if you need help for registering, we'll have people there to help you register.
And we give away freebies.
Oh, and we give away freebies. Can't forget that. I think oh, and there's going to be a school bus, so you can get on the school bus and see what that's like. It's this is going to be the third year now that we're doing the kindergarten roundup, and each year it has grown larger and larger, and we're getting a little bit more accurate of what our kindergarten class is going to look like. So it's a plus. I do want to thank Dustin for the website. He worked very, very, very hard on it. Many hours, late at night as he's texting, and I'm saying, stop working, please. That doesn't happen. So Dustin, it is a great thing. The comments that we've been getting on it have all been very positive. So hopefully you guys are receiving positive comments on it also. April 5th is the Boosters Reverse Raffle. I don't know if there's any more tickets available.
I have some tickets.
Okay, so yes, there are tickets available. Oh, Mr. Hanna, why are you looking at her like that for?
I'm looking for them, I'm selling so many of them.
Okay, well, there you go. Look. Oh, we got two behind you too. Well, we're just making all the connections all over here. It is,
see Miss
if you have a
Brianna for
chance to go, it is truly a fun evening. It's something that I look forward to, and I think a lot of people do, so.
They're fun.
They are, it is, it's a lot of fun. So that's April 5th. Apparently, see Miranda, if you need tickets. Don't see Mr. Hanna, because he didn't have any. And I guess you can call Mr. Vaughn too. And again, always, if you have any questions, you know, please, or concerns, email me, call me, you know, check to see if I'm in, just stop on by. You know, we're open, and anything that we can do to help explain anything, we will definitely do that. I'm done. And I'm done.
Thank
I have
you.
nothing else.
Thank you.
You know I'm going to say something else.
Well, you're allowed. Items worthy of your note. March 24th, spring vacation begins. I think you mentioned that.
I
didn't you?
did, and I went, whoo.
Yeah. March 31st, classes resume. April 15th is the next regular board meeting at 6 p.m. April 18th is Good Friday, no school on April 18th, and April 21st is also a no school day, and that is for the teachers and students, that is a conference comp day for their nights that they come in for working. Okay, at this time, any citizens' comments?
Hello, my name is Leanna Swiger. I am a freshman at Springfield High School. I am an honor roll student and a year-round athlete. To me, being a good student and an athlete go hand in hand. I need both together to accomplish all of my dreams and goals. My future depends on it. I set big goals for myself in all of my athletics. For example, this year was the first year our school had a girls wrestling program. In that first season, I set many goals and worked very hard to achieve them. I even became the first female wrestler in Springfield history to make it to the high school wrestling state competition. With that goal met, I've set a bigger goal to become the first female state champion in Springfield history. I fully intend to accomplish that by my senior year. It means everything to me to be able to continue this path, working hard to accomplish all my goals. I know as long as the opportunities are there, I can do this. I know this because what being a Springfield Spartan athlete has taught me. Thank you.
Awesome.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jenna Kale. I wrote this big long thing, but I'm not going to read it because I've just decided I'm not going to read it. But I would just like to give a little bit about myself. I am a graduate from the University of Pittsburgh. I graduated with my bachelor's degree in forensic science. I have a minor in chemistry and then a minor in criminal justice. Right now I work as an environmental scientist in a little lab in Akron, and I test the drinking water and the wastewater and make sure everything's able to be disposed of properly for our environment. But I would just like to say I wouldn't have been able to make it to where I am now without the education that Springfield has provided me. I moved to Springfield back in like 3rd grade. I came from Florida and I struggled a lot as a 3rd grader. I mean, little kids struggle because little kids are little kids. But I struggled a lot compared to my classmates just because I was from a completely different state. The curriculums were so different. But every single teacher I had, every step of the way, noticed that I was struggling the way that I was, and they were able to help me and provide me the services and the supplies to be able to be successful. And by the time that I graduated high school, I was either 16th or 17th in my class. I made the top 25. I got to pick a teacher and give the whole fun speech at the Hartville Kitchen and eat all the good food and dress up and do all the fun stuff, walk across stage. I was in so many clubs, not even joking. I was in like every club. I held a position in all of the clubs. Like I was National Honor Society president my senior year. I was also cheerleading captain. And I just was in everything. But the only reason I was able to be in everything was for how successful Springfield was able to make me. And I'm saying all of this because the renewal is so important. Like they said before with the graphs and all that stuff, I'm terrible at math considering my credentials. I am really bad at math, but I know that something below the x-axis is terrible. So I think we should really pay attention to these renewals, really look up anything that you need to, educate yourself. As a voter, it's so important to be educated on what you're voting on. So just education and the renewals are important, so just really keep that in mind around May. But that is my speech.
Thank you.
Facebook, I read it.
Okay, my name is Michelle Hann. I teach at Springfield High School, and I also live in the district. And I had Jenna in class, and my heart just goes pitter-patter when I hear a minor in chemistry because I teach chemistry. So I'm super proud of Jenna, and I can't wait to have Leanna, so she's coming up. But I just wanted to share some thoughts. As our community begins this process of passing renewal levies, I feel compelled to share this graphic. And I know that not everybody can see it, but I will kind of describe what is going on here. So this graphic was shared with me several years ago from a friend in our community. And the graphic says, teachers make all other professions possible. And it has a picture indicating that mechanics, firefighters, medical professionals, police officers, communication professionals, and legal professionals all start with an education and teachers. We know that there are plenty of other professions out there that are dependent on their education. This message is so powerful to me personally, not because I'm a proud Springfield teacher, but because of the impact that a solid education has on society. If we don't provide a solid education for our youth, all other professions will begin to feel that impact. I tell my students all the time, I know you're not going to use specific, sometimes very hard chemistry content often, but what you are going to use is the perseverance, the no quit, I need to learn this, problem-solving mentality for the rest of your life. Recently, I worked with so many kids to work through some hard lab calculations using data that they gathered in the lab. I am so proud that they came to me for help and didn't give up. Giving up is easier, but the accomplishment they felt when they completed the calculations is a life lesson that they won't forget. I genuinely love working with these kids to help them find their potential. A solid education includes athletics. It includes music, it includes art, as well as the core classes. All of these areas have so many valuable life experiences that all students need to be well-rounded, contributing members of society. We need to provide all of these life experiences together for our youth so they can be productive members of society. We need productive, contributing members of society. Springfield's levies in May are not going to raise our taxes. They are renewals. I get it. Everyone is trying to save money in today's economy. But I can assure you, voting against renewals will cost you and society way more in the long run. Education is necessary for all other professions. Please take the time to educate yourself. Don't spread information that is not accurate. I have already seen so much information that is not true. These levies will not increase your taxes. If these levies fail, teachers will lose their jobs. School funding is stupid. I agree, it is. But the truth is, if we weren't paying property tax to support our schools, we'd be paying in some other fashion. Educate yourself. Ask questions to people who have accurate answers. Springfield cannot afford failed levies. I am a proud resident of Springfield. I am a proud parent of a Springfield student. I am a proud parent of 2 very successful Springfield alumni, and I am a proud teacher in Springfield schools. Support your schools, support your community, and support society. Thank you.
That you was talking about. Yeah. You're welcome. We work fast behind the scenes here.
Thank you for the voices that we have to be quiet about during the board meeting. Sorry. All right, if there are,
We have to go back to the one at the table.
22 now, Cynthia. It was originally 18. We're going to make it 22. The sales agreement for NG Resources LLC. We tabled it, and we wanted to put it at the end of the agenda. So we're going to, on number, let me show you. I can only imagine what my assistant's going to do. Jesus. Right here, we have to call this one right here again. Okay.
I thought we just did, which
We
was,
just tabled it. We tabled it to the end of the meeting.
yeah, but I
So
thought
it's
we
re-
went back and voted on it.
No, we
Okay.
did not.
All right. I'll get it straight.
All right.
Kids, I know, students, don't let me be your example tonight. All right, now we are going to go back to 12.8. And I'm going to reread it so everyone knows what it is we're voting on. We tabled this motion. It is recommended that the board approve a resolution authorizing the execution and delivery of a master electric energy sales agreement between the district and Power Force Schools endorsed electric supplier, NG Resources LLC. All right, I believe we had a motion.
Okay, so Dustin put up here, so this is the paragraph that shows what that exhibit at the end, last page was. So it says, you know, the customer has the option to request NG to procure the green RECs. If requested, NG shall procure on the customer's behalf the quantity that you will receive based on that chart that was on the last page. But then if you look at the bottom, if the customer elects not to purchase, which we did, a replacement non-certified, then NG's obligation as to the quantity is not procured and shall be terminated without further liability, and the customer shall not be subject to any monthly fixed fee or fixed premium charge as specified in attachment A. So we were, we elected not to purchase that. So I think that chart in the back was just a chart to show you if you wanted to and how much it would be.
And these credits, these are green energy credits that can be used for, we don't qualify for the tax rebates, but if we're doing an energy project with a company, they can qualify for the rebates. If we have them, we can transfer them to them for them to qualify, and then in turn, the agreement would be for us to have a lower price on that project there.
Correct. Okay. It clears things up. I thought it was just worth a question.
That was a good question. That was a good question. So, yeah, I mean, it's you know what, and that's, you know what, and a question like that is the reason why, you know, we want to be financially responsible. Because, you know what, one thing that people think the boards do is that they just vote yes, you know, haphazardly, and we don't. I mean, you guys get the board notes, the board agenda notes, you know, ahead of time. There's questions. That's exactly what a board meeting is supposed to be for, is to ask these questions and to say that, you know what, we are looking, which is good for you guys, and we do appreciate that you are looking at everything that is sent to you, so you know what it is that you're voting on. Because there are a lot of boards out there that just blanketly just vote yes without asking questions.
And just an FYI, our superintendent and treasurer or any of the central office staff are always open to questions. I think all of us ask individual questions. You don't hear all of them because we get it resolved before we get in here. So that's appreciated, that we are respected for our job, the job we're trying to do.
And also too, I mean, that's why, you know, this year we've started for the public to, when we send out the agenda, we do send the attachments now also. Because just as you might have any questions, if anybody out there is going through the agenda and they hit the attachments and they have questions, you know, we welcome those questions also.
Yeah, thank you for the follow-up work on that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
From the 5 to the 2 year, and is it just an extension off of that?
Yes,
It's the 1 year
Yeah,
each?
our previous agreement was a 5-year, and we're signing a 2-year till
Okay,
27.
got it.
Motion?
Yeah, I'll motion. I thought we did. I'll motion.
You did.
Second.
Yeah, okay. Ready to vote?
Yep.
Ms. Terry? Mr. Furlong?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Mrs. Frola?
Yes,
Ms. Terry? Mr. Mason?
Yes.
the motion passed.
I thought he said that one time.
Okay, it is now recommended that the meeting be adjourned.
Motion. Second?
Moved in second. Mr. Adams?
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Mr. Furlong?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Ms. Terry?
Yes.
Mrs. Frola?
Yes. Okay, motion passed. The meeting is adjourned.
I saw a picture
Dave.
of your,
Thanks, Dave.
now your baby boy with that.
Thanks for
his
talking.
daughter. Have they been dating?